Everybody, welcome into Bayou Time. Harry McCullough here. We are going to spend the next 7 minutes or so talking with Clay Knockham, the Terrebonne Parish Director of Solid Waste and Vegetation. Clay, thanks so much for being here. And a very important deadline that's coming up a year and a half almost now after the storm. Huh?
Correct. Mr. Dove, in his passing through the parish, seen the need to activate our contract for one more final pass. FEMA's approved us to do a pass, so we're going to be starting it on the November 28th through December 3rd. So if you have debris at the roadside, it's going to be for residential only, no commercial, no land clearing. But if you have a residential debris, you need to call it in to us or go online to tpcg.org online services, put in a request to us. Again, don't take it for granted. If you see a pile in your neighborhood or on a path that you pass every day, call it in. And if it's not on the list, we'll put it. If it is, we'll let you know that it's on there.
Yeah, so this is still FEMA that's helping out with this, right?
Correct.
And that's why it's important for us to get this done now, because then you won't have the big trucks, and it's a little different once the parish has to do it themselves.
Correct. Right now, we're still operating on 90-10, federal government picking up 90% and the parish picking up 10% of the cost. So, and that's, when we're talking about costs, that's the personnel and equipment to pick it up and the disposal of the debris. So it gets a little costly when you start doing that. So we're going to do it one more time, try to get it. And when when FEMA's finished, we say FEMA, but when our contractors are finished, because even though FEMA has approved it, we still got to front the money, front the program, and then submit the stuff, the paperwork to FEMA to get reimbursed. Once this is over with, then we'll continue picking up with the parish trucks after that. But we still work on a punch system, so we need to know where it's at. People just can't take it for granted. We know it's there because unless it's called in, we don't know.
So you have to call in, and then you'll say, go to this specific address to pick up this debris. So, and again, you have to call it in, but also if you have one that you've seen in your neighborhood for a couple of weeks, maybe you should call it in because it might not have been called in.
Correct. And we get that all the time, people,
just pull it out of the yard and
Yeah.
think they're good to go, right?
Right.
Yeah. They'll come get it one of these days.
Right. They'll come get it, and it just sits there, and then we'll get a call from, why y'all not picking this up? We're picking what up?
Right.
And then we go get it. But if you want it picked up, you need to call us. But again, it's only for residential, no commercial or land clearing. So if someone tore down a store or apartment complex or anything like that, that is considered commercial, and we don't pick that up.
Yeah. Now, we're not completely done, but because I know there's still a lot of people still doing, all you got to do is drive around. You'll see a trailer in the front of the house and they're working in the back. But now's the time to get it done where FEMA will actually pick as far as tax, as opposed to taxpayers having to pay for that.
Correct.
So yeah, this is the time. And again, the time where they're going to pick it up, you'd like it out there November 27th, because that week of the 28th through December 3rd is when they're going to make the final pass.
Yeah, and the reason we picked that date is that, when you ride down the bayous, Cocodrie, Dulac, those areas, there's a lot of camps, a lot of people are still working on that, and they're starting to get in. So we figured, and people off on vacation, out of school for Thanksgiving week, so we're hoping that they use the Thanksgiving week to do a final push to get their yard. If they had some debris that was in their yard from the hurricane, it might be a time to get together and get it all out to the road so that we can get it picked up and clean up the parish.
Yeah. Now this kind of coincides. It's a total different thing, but the private property demolition that also is a FEMA thing. You said you've had over 300 houses apply for that program, but they haven't started that yet.
No, FEMA came back with a blanket response. Yes, we'll have approved it, but we want to look at each individual property. We still are waiting on that from FEMA. It's, we thought it was making progress. Everything was going good, and then we had the big storm in Florida, and then things slowed down for us. but hopefully, we'll get an answer soon.
Yeah, that was the program where if you had a demolition you didn't think you could pay for it, you could apply for this grant. You guys would tear it down and you'd have an empty lot at the end of it.
Correct. And this is a good time that if
You're doing it yourself,
if
right?
you're thinking about, well, maybe they might not do it, it'd be a good time to push it, tear it down, push it to the parish right away or the state right away so that we can pick it up. But it has to be pushed to the roadside. And also the property owners I've seen one in Dularge recently. We only going to be able to get what we can reach from the roadway. These big trucks can't get off the road because
Right,
the
sink
safety
probably,
and
yeah. Get
So
stuck.
be prepared. We pick it up and leave a pile, push it to the road, call us again in that week so we can try to get it picked up.
Okay, so I know you got a little trifold there that has all the questions and all, but anybody can go online and also access the frequently asked questions and that kind of
Yeah, if you go on the parish website, to the solid waste department, we have a brochure on there, and it has the frequent asked questions, how to get garbage cans, how to call in your debris, what's eligible, what's not eligible, and we also have 3 residential drop-offs that people can use: one in Shreve, one in Montague, and one in Grand Caillou.
Yeah, those are always helpful too. So again, it's tpc.org/debris pickup, and then you can manage from there and get most of the questions you'd have.
Yes, sir.
Well, Clay, sure appreciate it, man. It's an important time and it's an ongoing process.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for the
Thank you.
update. All right, we'll be right back with more Bite Time right after this.